Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day everyone. Today we have come to our last chapter which is on optical system design. Okay, for this topic we will learn on point-to-point digital transmission link and the issues that we need to consider. And then there are two issues that we need to consider, which are the link power budget calculations, and another one is link rise time budget calculations. So basically, a link should satisfy both link power budget and link rise time budget. Okay, so let us see on bit error rate or BR. So actually BR is the most significant performance parameter in any digital communication system. Okay, the definition of BR is ratio of the number of errors in a given time interval to the number of bits in that time interval. Okay, and E divided by NT. Okay, so it is simply the probability that an error will occur in a given bit period. Okay, so it means that the lower the BR, the better the system performance is because there is less error. Okay, so for many applications, the maximum BR is 10 to the power of -9, which means that one error will occur in every 10 to the power of 9 received bits. Okay, so for telecommunication application, the specified maximum BR falls within the range of 10 to the power of -9 to 10 to the power of -12. There are three main factors leading to significant penalties, such as the intersymbol interference, or ISI, non-zero extinction ratio, and the last one is pulse position jitter. Okay, so basically BR estimation is one of the valuable ways of viewing parametric performance of digital communication system at high speed. Okay, another method to investigate the performance of a system is by looking at the eye diagram for the system. So basically, if you are looking at the eye diagram, we can actually evaluate the system qualitatively. Okay, for point-to-point links. Okay, so this is an example of point-to-point links. Okay, so the key system requirement needed to analyze optical fiber links is first, the desired or the possible transmission distance, the data rate or channel bandwidth, and also the desired bit error rate. Okay, so this is an example of a point-to-point link. We already know that a link should consist of an optical transmitter, optical fiber, and also an optical receiver. Okay, so before the optical transmitter, we have the information source. Okay, and at the end of the optical receiver, we will meet the user. Okay, so for the optical transmitter, it can be either an LED or a laser. Okay, so in determining the optical transmitter, we need to know on the emission wavelength, the spectral line width, output power, okay, the effective radiating area, and also the emission pattern. Okay, and then for the optical fiber, we need to determine either to use a multi-mode fiber or a single-mode fiber. Okay, we need to know the core size, the core index profile, the bandwidth, and also the dispersion, the attenuation, the numerical aperture, and also the mode field diameter. Okay, for the optical receiver, usually we will choose either a PIN or APD. Okay, the avalanche photodiode detector. Okay, so in determining the optical receiver, we need to determine the responsivity, the operating wavelength, the speed, and also the sensitivity of the receiver. Okay, now let us look at the system consideration. First, when you are selecting the fiber, bit rate and distance are the major factors. Okay, we need to know what is our bit rate and also our fiber distance. Okay, other factors to consider are such as the attenuation of the fiber, okay, the bit rate distance product, the cost of the source, connectors and splicing, and many other costs. Okay, and then you should decide on the fiber cable whether to use multi-mode or single-mode fiber. Okay, as you know that usually for multi-mode, that is for short distance, and for single-mode fiber, it is more for long distance communication. Okay, and then you should also decide whether to use a step index fiber or a graded index fiber. Okay, so let us recall back on bit rate distance product. Okay, so it is actually a bit rate time with the distance. Okay, so the bit rate distance product is actually to measure the capacity of an optical communication system, which is frequently measured in terms of bit rate distance product. Okay, so that is bit rate distance product. Okay, for example, if you have a system transmitting 10 megabit per second over a distance of 1 kilometer, it is said to have a bit rate distance product of 10 megabit per second kilometer. Okay, 10 megabit per second times with 1 kilometer. Okay, so this may be suitable for local area network or LAN. Okay, so 10 megabit per second is actually equivalent to 100 megabit per second along 100 meter. Okay, so you should know that the shorter the distance, the higher the bit rate. Okay, or 1 gigabit per second along 10 meter or 10 gigabit per second along 1 meter, 100 gigabit per second along 10 centimeter, and 1 terabit per second along 1 cm fiber. Okay. Okay, so when you want to select the optical source, either an LED or a laser, these are the parameters you need to consider. Okay, the first one is the emission wavelength, the spectral line width, full width half maximum, and also the number of modes, the output power, the stability, the emission pattern, and also the effective radiating area. Okay, FWHM or full width at half maximum is where the power drops into half from the peak value. Okay, so this is an example of FWHM. Okay, when the power is dropped into half, okay, and you calculate the width of this spectrum. Okay, so these are some of the criteria when you want to select the optical source. Okay, so I think you have seen this graph before. Okay, so this is the graph of fiber attenuation versus the wavelength. Okay, this is the attenuation versus the wavelength. There are three windows: the first window, second window, and the third window. Okay, so usually for single mode fiber, they use the second and also the third window. And you can see for this window, it has low attenuation. Okay. Okay, so let's see on selecting the photo detector. Okay, so first you need to determine the type of the photo detector that you will use, either APD or PIN. Okay, so for APD, you should know that it is high sensitivity but complex. It requires high bias voltage, 40 volts and more, and it is also expensive. For PIN, it is simpler, thermally stable. It requires low bias voltage, 5 volts or less, and it is also less expensive. Okay, so you should also know on the responsivity that depends on the avalanche gain and quantum efficiency. Okay, recall back, responsivity is the ratio of output current of a detector to the input optical power. Okay, you should also know the operating wavelength of the photodetector and also the spectral selectivity, the speed capacitance, and also the photosensitive area, and also the sensitivity, which depends on the noise and gain of the photodetector. Okay, so this is the typical bit rates at different wavelengths. Okay, for wavelength 800 to 900 nanometer, it is typically used for multi-mode fiber. For 1300 nanometer and 1550 nanometer, it is normally used for single mode fiber. Okay, for 800 to 900 nanometer, which is usually used for multi-mode fiber, for an LED, usually the bit rate of the system is 150 megabit per second kilometer. Okay, the bit rate length. Okay, the bit rate distance. And for laser, usually the bit rate distance is 2500 megabit per second kilometer. Okay, so of course for laser system, it has higher bit rate as compared to LED system. Okay, so you know that 1300 nanometer wavelength, it has the lowest dispersion. Okay, usually used by single mode fiber. The LED system, the bit rate usually is around 1500 megabit per second kilometer. And for the laser system, it can goes up to 25 gigabit per second kilometer. Okay, this can be achieved by using laser of indium gallium arsenide phosphide. Okay, so at 1550 nanometer, you should know it has the lowest attenuation. Okay, again, it is usually used by single mode fiber. Okay, the bit rate is around 1200 megabit per second kilometer for an LED system. And for laser system, it can goes up to 500 gigabit per second kilometer. Okay, so let's see our system design considerations. Okay, the first one is link power budget. Okay, so why we need to know the link power budget is because we want to ensure that there is enough power margin in the system to meet the given bit error rate. Okay, and then you also have rise time budget. Okay, so rise time budget is to ensure each element of the link is fast enough to meet the given bit rate. Okay, so the above two budgets give necessary conditions for efficient and satisfactory operations. Okay, so this is the graph of receiver sensitivities versus the bit rate. Okay, so you can see there are two pin photodetector here, the silicon pin photodetector and also the indium gallium arsenide pin photodetector. Okay, so these are the pin photodetectors, and another one is APD photodetector, the silicon APD and also the indium gallium arsenide APD. Okay, so if you can see the difference between pin and APD, it is found that APD has higher sensitivity. Okay, so it can detect at very low power. Okay, so it means that it has higher sensitivity as compared to pin photodetector. Okay, so APD has higher sensitivity as compared to pin photodetector because it can detect lower power. Okay. Okay, this is an optical power loss model for a point-to-point link. Okay, so you can see here that this is our transmitter. Okay, so we have the splices, okay, the optical fibers, and also the receiver. Okay, so basically we have this formula that you will use, whereas we have PT, the total loss, is equal to PS minus PR. Okay, the total loss is equal to power source minus the receiver sensitivity. Okay, and the total loss is also equivalent to the connector loss plus with the splices loss plus with the fiber attenuation plus with the system margin. Okay. Okay, before this you have seen on safety margin. Okay, so safety margin is actually a loss allocation used to allow for component aging, temperature fluctuation, and losses arising from components that might be added in the future, usually in the range of 5 to 10 dB.